Hello and welcome to today's presentation of Temple Owls Ice Hockey here on the TU Ice Network. I'm Dan Wanzer, alongside me, JJ Mahowski. We are underway here from the rink at Old York Road. Temple coming in at 3-5-1-0. Drexel 5-1, 5-1, 0-0. Our apologies for the slight delay in getting on air here, but we are underway. Ryan Trebs in his own zone. Starts upward, settles to chip that one out to the blue line where Drexel will chase. Garrett Russell tripping over a stick there. Drexel takes over, fires a shot on goal wide of our starting goaltender, Matt Shelley, starting in place of Ben Auerbach, who is out with an undisclosed injury. Charles Giazza able to chip up to Fowler, who will be unable to clear the zone. However, Brendan Ondick will start the puck up the other way into the Drexel zone. He'll fire a shot on net that will be saved by Drexel goalie Dylan Gravenstein. Drexel coming the other way, makes a move into the zone, unable to hold on, and they'll battle in the corner. Bodies flies. Ian Bowles is unable to clear the zone. Fowler, second try, also unable to get it out. However, Andrew Kaiser will chip that puck up to Fowler, who will dump it into the Drexel zone, and the Owls will change. Winding to their own zone is Drexel. Got a shot from the middle, blocked into the net by Jack Pierce, and Drexel takes the early lead.
Yeah, Dan, not good to see that Drexel taking the early lead with just 18 minutes. With just 18 minutes left here in the first period.
We mentioned Drexel coming in at 5-1-0, off to the quick start.
Absolutely, and you know, on that play, it looked like Temple just needed a little more defense to get back. They were in the middle of a switch there, and that might have just been a little bit of a lack of communication in order to get give Drexel that chance to score the goal there. Let's see if Temple can turn it around here.
Luke Berchowski able to win the draw, but unable to clear. As Will Green, up through center, 1-on-3, loses the puck. Drexel will chip it back to center. Ryan Trebs will try to get the puck deep. That'll hit the referee and come back out to center ice, where Temple will just chip it back in, content to play the chip and chase game early here.
You know, Dan, one thing I'm noticing early here in this game, Temple is playing very physical hockey. It's looking good. They're getting a lot of hits on the Drexel players, and so far it's looking to be a good work for them. Here's another line change and a shot.
3-on-2 they're developing for Drexel, who will look to get set in their own zone. Attempt to chip it deep behind Matt Shelley. Temple over that. Ryan Trebs up to Will Green, who will move around the defender but turn the puck over. Drexel coming the other way. Shot deflection does not make its way to Matt Shelley, and Temple will continue the other way. Chip it deep once again. Drexel's goaltender, I've already mentioned Dylan Gravenstein, will attempt to chip it back along the wall. Will be unable to clear the puck, but Temple's shot will find the netting and go out of play.
You know, Dan, one thing I'm noticing so far early in this game, Temple only has one shot on goal. Drexel has 3, and they've already found the back of the net on one of those. Temple needs to figure out a way to get themselves established in the zone here, and I think that'll help them out a lot to score a goal.
We do not have the name as of now of the player who scored the Drexel goal. We'll work to get that to you as soon as we can. As Drexel sends the puck into the Temple zone, icing will be waved off by the official, and Matt Shelley will hand the puck off to Jack Pierce. The Owls will get started the other way. It's Thomas Zembricki sending it behind his net. Jack Pierce will keep it in, fire it on net. That shot will be blocked, and Drexel will regain behind their net.
Another line change here for the Owls, getting fresh legs out there. And here's a good opportunity developing for them, hoping to get something set up here.
Giazza behind the net. Giazza sends it up to Jason Ferguson, whose shot from the point is saved, still loose in front, will be covered up by Gravenstein.
You know, and that's a nice screen there in front of the net by the Owls. It really gives them a chance to stop Gravenstein from being able to see the puck coming into the net, and hopefully one of those is going to get deflected and go in the back.
Shot coming from Charles Giazza leads the Owls in goals with 7 so far this season. Puck will come up to Jack Pierce. Will send it down along the boards to Giazza. Giazza's shot will be blocked, and Drexel will start heading the other way. Icing waved off once again as Jack Pierce unable to win the battle of the puck. We got a shot right in front. That's Cam Neely, turned away by Shelley. Shelley with another huge save, another shot coming from the front of the net. That's James Schickling for Drexel, denied by Shelley. Jason Ferguson looks to regroup deep in his own zone. He'll send it all the way down the boards, and that one will go for an icing. Come back down into the Temple defensive zone.
Yep. Dan, one thing I'm seeing here early on is Temple defenders are able to get their bodies in front of a lot of these shots, but it could be dangerous because the pucks are just flying off their bodies and no one really knows where they're going. So if they're going to be using their bodies to block shots, they better make sure that they're getting their whole body in front of it and stopping the puck.
Giazza wins the draw to Jason Ferguson. However, Temple will struggle to get the puck out of their zone. A theme we've seen early in this game as Ferguson sends it up the boards to Garrett Russell. Russell tries to chip to Giazza, won't find him. Drexel will send it deep once again. Ferguson along the boards wipes out, unable to clear that puck. For Nick Van Allen and Jack Pierce, along with Jason Ferguson, in along the boards. Pierce will find the puck and again fail to clear as Drexel with another chance right in front of the net, save Shelley. That's Jamie Crane in on the shot. Drexel looks to send it across ice. That's tipped by Nick Van Allen. And Temple will finally get the puck out of the defensive zone and go off for a change. Fowler goes in, breaks up the Drexel play, and Temple will get the ball up to Ryan Trebs, who will take the shot, deflection wide. We spoke to head coach Mark Spees before this afternoon's action, and he pointed out to us, JJ, that Temple struggled in the last few games finding the net. A lot of shots going wide. They actually implemented a new policy during practice where players whose shots do not at least go on net are being forced to do push-ups.
You know, and I think that's great. I mean, yesterday we saw our offensive production. It isn't the best. We lost an 11-2 hockey game yesterday, and with a little more offensive production, that game, the morale on the bench is completely changed by being able to score some goals. So let's see if they made any adjustments from yesterday coming into today's game.
Ryan Trebs, 2 shots there. First one finds its way to the goal. Second one was blocked where he chipped it around to Brendan Ondick. That puck up to, I believe, Trebs, whose shot is blocked. Rather, I think that was Max Hucker up on the play. Trebs pinches, able to keep that puck in. Temple in front, shot, save. We have a delayed penalty here on Drexel. Temple will get a power play after this. Another
goalie
shot
to the bench
to the net,
on that one.
Save, goalie to the net. Trebs up to Fowler. Fowler, shot, save. And Drexel will touch the puck. We'll get a stoppage. And the Owls will head to their first Pub Web power play of the day.
Yeah, yesterday they looked great on the power play, getting a lot of opportunities to get shots off on net. And Temple's going to hope to keep that power play production up today. Obviously, here is a great chance to tie this game up at 1 with a 5-on-4 advantage. And let's see what's going to happen here.
I believe that's Mike Churchvera being sent off 2 minutes for slashing. And as mentioned, Temple will get their first Pub Web power play of the day. Charles Giazza in to take the draw. So you get a little bit of a stoppage here from the officials. Looks like we might be having a bit of a clock problem. 13:21 remaining here in this first quarter. Shots 5-4 in favor of Drexel. Drexel with the lone goal, leading 1-0.
Yeah, and Drexel's goal came on their third shot of the game. So hopefully we can begin to see Temple start to stop more of their shots and get the puck out of their defensive zone. They've spent a lot of the time so far in this game in their defensive zone, and they haven't had a lot of chances to put the puck on net and score.
Giazza wins the draw to Brendan Ondick, who will send it along the boards. Andrew Kaiser is there, unable to retrieve the puck, and Drexel will clear. However, we get a whistle And a whistle and I believe an offside call is what we might get here. We're going to get a draw in the neutral zone for Temple. Giazza unable to win that draw. Drexel will just chip it into the neutral zone. Brendan Ondick sends it over to Giazza. Giazza sends it along the board, looking for Nick Van Allen. He won't find him. Ondick will knock that puck down, however, and find Andrew Kaiser, who goes up the boards. Ondick is unable to keep the puck in. And Drexel will clear and get fresh legs on the ice. Ryan Trebs behind Shelley. We get the Owls started up the other way. Finds Giazza. Giazza quickly over to Nick Van Allen, who's unable to handle that pass.
Yeah, that pass coming just a little too fast there, Dan. Need something a little softer to the hands there.
Ondick sends it over to Trebs back in the defensive zone. Trebs drops it off for Ondick, who powers into the offensive zone, takes a hit, sends it deep. Drexel pinch Kaiser up to Ondick. Ondick looking for Kaiser, snuffed out by the Drexel defense and cleared once again. 45 seconds remain on the power play. Trebs off the skate of Brendan Ondick will retrieve and send it back to Ondick, who will go back to Trebs. Trebs dips into the zone, hands off to Giazza. Giazza over to Ondick. Ondick. Pebble just fires the puck through Giazza. Sends it through the middle of the ice.
You know, Dan, it's good to see that the Owls are getting something set up here. They had a nice square formation going there and passing the puck around to try to get the best shot on net, and that's something you want to see on this power play.
Looks like Brendan Ondick moving to the front of the net. Shot. We have another delayed penalty. And as Drexel touches it, we'll get another call here. Just 3 seconds remaining on the first penalty. Temple will go up 5-on-3 for 3 seconds before having another minute 57 after that of 5-on-4 play.
Yeah, and Temple with great momentum right now on the power play. They've really spent a lot of time in the offensive zone, and that's what you want to see. That entire shift, you saw Ondick, he was keeping the puck in as much as he could, doing a great job there, and you want to see more of that from the Owls.
We're able to keep it in the zone, fire a shot on net. That's Kyle Smedley. However, Drexel will get the puck, get one man out of the box, and start up the other way. 1:45 now on this new power play. Jim Mikulik, who the penalty went against, unable to catch what the penalty was for. But Fowler will look to get the Owls started in the offensive zone. He'll turn the puck over. Drexel coming back in 1-on-4. Looking to eat up some of this play. Fires a shot on net. Goes wide. Garrett Russell misses the puck, attempting to get it started the other way. And Drexel will be content to just push that puck into the corner until the Owls can retrieve Smedley over to Max Hucker. Hucker gets the Owls started, able to stay onside for firing a puck on net that will be covered up by Dylan Gravenstein, and he'll take a face-off. 58 seconds remaining on the power play.
You know, one thing that looked good for Drexel there is that they're getting a lot of pressure with even being on the power play. They're bringing the puck down into the zone. You saw number 12, Nicholas Urbani, bringing the puck in, and he had a 1-on-4 situation, but Temple did a nice job of recovering their defense and getting the puck back up to their offensive zone.
Top unit back out for the Owls. Looks like Giazza, Trebs, Kaiser, Ondick, and Van Allen. The 5. The Owls will send out for the power play. It's Giazza firing a shot on net. That puck is saved. Van Allen in front. Van Allen turned aside by Gravenstein. Ondick down low to Van Allen. Back to Ondick. Ondick looking. Surveying. Fires in front of the net. One save and then another save on the rebound by Dylan Gravenstein.
You know, and that's really good work there in front of the net by the Owls. They're getting a lot of pressure on the goaltender, Gravenstein, and he just doesn't have a chance to see the puck coming in. That's where we're seeing a lot of these shots are bouncing away from him. He's not able to glove them and cover them up the way he wants to.
Kaiser now in to take the draw as Giazza settles off to the right. Kaiser unable to win it. Drexel will settle behind their zone. Look to clear. That puck will hit the official.
Temple getting a break there from the official, keeping that puck in for them.
Trebs hands off to Giazza, who is unable to keep the puck in the zone, and Drexel will grab that loose puck, fire it down, and that'll do it. Owls a quick 0 for 2 start on their first 2 power plays. We'll look to get started. Trevs hands off to Ondik, who goes back for Trevs, doesn't find him. However, Charles Giazza is able to send that puck deep behind the net. Gravenstein will hand off to one of his teammates, who will get started the other way. Centering pass broken up by Jack Pierce, and Nick Van Allen sends it out to the neutral zone. Owls on their heels defensively as Drexel will just settle back at center ice.
You know, and that's good work there by Pierce to be back on defense and recover for the Owls, who were in the midst of a line change there. Good work to take away that 2-on-1 situation and really help out his goaltender Shelley here.
Jack Pierce able to win the battle enough to get that puck up to Ryan Trevs, who lands it back to Pierce. He's able to maneuver around the defender, hand off to Will Green, whose clearing attempt will be snuffed out by the Dragons. We'll get back started in the offensive zone. Another centering pass will be broken up by Temple, but Drexel will get their stick back on the puck. Fire a shot in on Shelley, who will turn it away. One more centering pass, snuffed out by the Owls, who will just send it deep. That's Garrett Elmer getting the puck in deep so the Owls can get another change.
Drexel with a similar tactic right there to get that line change. One skater out for Drexel right now. That's number 16, Liam Eugene.
Temple again having trouble getting the puck out of their zone. And Kyle Fiore almost making them pay. Shelley with the save. Another chance for Drexel, who's unable to find the back of the net, but Drexel just chipped that puck in. Had to go back and touch up. That'll give Ferguson a little bit of extra time. Send that puck along. However, Temple unable to control.
You know, Dan, one thing I'm noticing here early is we're struggling to make passes to each other, and I think that's showing right now on the Owls. Here's a good attempt for Drexel.
2-on-1 shot is gloved by Matthew Shelley. That was James Schickling in on the shot, but Shelley said no.
Nice work there by Shelley to glove that one. A nice wrist shot coming off with a lot of speed. Good work there to keep this game 1-0.
Charles Giazza back in for this defensive zone faceoff. Giazza able to win it back to Max Hucker, who keeping himself on net. Hand off to Nick Van Allen, who will look for Garrett Russell. Garrett Russell back to Giazza. Giazza the shot, save. Dylan Gravenstein, who then gets a lap full of a Temple Owl.
Yeah, Dan, and it looked like that led to a little bit of scuffle down there behind the net. Let's see if emotions are going to be an issue again today. Yesterday, the game getting very physical towards the end. Of course, the Owls suffering an 11-2 loss, and just you don't want to see these college players getting too physical with each other. It affects the moral of the team if you're taking penalties and for things that can be avoided.
Drexel started the other way. Nearly a 2-on-1. Temple able to get back. Drexel gets the cycle going over to the left side. A shot on net is blocked by Ian Bowles. Will look for Nick Van Allen, won't find him. Giazza and Van Allen working to get that puck out of the zone. Drexel, however, will recover. And their centering pass will be snuffed out by Max Hucker, who will get started the other way. Hucker will just chip it into the Drexel zone, and Temple will change once again. Drexel around Shelley, looking center of that shot wide, and the wraparound is unable to be put home by Chris DiCarlo. Looked like he had some space. However, Temple's defense able to converge.
Yeah, Dan, Shelley not able to be getting turned around quick enough on that play. Here comes Drexel once again.
One more broken play. That's now Drexel off a turnover. We'll get started. That shot was going wide. However, Shelley sticking the pad out to corral. It's Kyle Smedley up to Brendan Ondik. Ondik unable to get the puck deep as Drexel will chip it into the zone. And Temple will look to get started the other way. Fowler looks to send it deep. Kaiser finishes that job, pushing it into the Drexel zone. Brendan Ondick able to take that puck away, however, converged on by 3 Drexel players, and we'll get another penalty here. So we'll wait to see who this one goes on. Looks like that'll be Brendan Ondick who will go off the ice. And the Owls will be shorthanded for the first time tonight, bringing up a Ritchie's penalty kill opportunity here. Giazza in to take the draw. Unable to win it as Drexel goes to work. Churchvara over to Christopher Hagan. Back to Churchvara. Back to Hagan up top. Hagan shoots and scores. Or rather, that's Mike Churchvara at the top of the net. At the top of the key, is able to beat Matt Shelley, and Drexel leads 2-0.
Yeah, Churchvara has been a great player so far this year for Drexel. He is tied for the team in assists. I believe he had 5 coming into today's game, and now he picks up a goal in today's game. Drexel's now up 2-0. One thing I noticed there for the Owls on the power play, they were failing to get pressure on the puck, playing a little bit more of a zone defense there. Might be something to consider for the next power play coming up.
For Temple, looking to get right back at it. That's Will Green looking to start an odd man rush. And he'll get taken down, and we'll get another penalty called here. That'll be an interference call that I believe will go against Drexel. And the Owls will get their 3rd Pub Web power play of the afternoon.
Yeah, Dan, the Owls back out there with their top line. One player I'm looking to get a lot of offensive production on this power play is Charles Giazza. Giazza leads the team so far in goals this season, and if he's able to find one for the Owls, he can cut the deficit here in half.
Looks like the top unit out to start this power play. Giazza, Van Allen up to Ondick. Ondick back to Van Allen. Almost loses the puck, however, Ondick's able to keep it in. Find Giazza. Giazza centering pass. Finds Van Allen. Van Allen sends the puck on net. Ondick keeps it in. Ondick to Van Allen. Van Allen looking for Ondick. Drexel sniff that one out and send it down behind Shelley. Ryan Treves starts going the other way. Giazza up to Andrew Kaiser, who's unable to corral. And Treves will regroup in his own zone.
You know, it's good to see Giazza getting those one-on-one opportunities. He is a player who can really make you make a mistake in a one-on-one situation, and it's great to see Giazza up front with that situation there a couple of seconds ago. Drexel getting a line change here.
Temple looking to push it. It's Kaiser. Converge on, send it out in front. Giazza looking for Nick Van Allen out of his reach. Or rather, it was Ryan Treves he was looking for. Giazza looking for Treves once again. Will eventually find him. Treves will send it deep. And Drexel will send it back the other way. 35 seconds remaining here on the Owls power play. Brendan Ondick makes his way up through center ice. Some Temple players run into each other, and Drexel nearly with a shorthanded breakaway. Player runs into the official, who gives him a little bit of a push, and Garrett Russell is stripped of the puck. Drexel will clear again, but only to center ice, where Ryan Treves will find Will Green, who will go to Max Hucker, who's unable to chip it deep. And that'll do it, as Drexel back to even strength. Temple unable to convert their 3rd power play opportunity today, 0 for 3, as they stand right now and trailing 2-0 on the scoreboard where it counts. Drexel settling the puck behind their net, rolling out. So that shot goes wide, and Fowler will send it the length of the ice. That'll be an icing call, however, and Temple will have tired legs on the ice for this faceoff.
Yeah, Dan.
It'll be Fowler, Ferguson, Will Green, Jack Pierce, and Garrett Russell. Face off to the right of Matt Shelley. Temple able to win that draw. Garrett Russell will find Fowler, who will get the puck out, but then it'll find its way back into the zone. Somebody lost the stick there. Looks like a Drexel player without a stick.
Yeah, we're getting a little cluster here over by the Temple bench, and that one's finally cleared off.
Max Hucker will drop that puck off for Jason Ferguson. Jason Ferguson looks for an outlet pass, looks to spring Andrew Kaiser on the breakaway. Drexel able to get their stick in. Started back up through center ice. Dangerous play, but Temple able to clear. Shelley drops the puck off to Ferguson. Ferguson looking for Ondick. Ondick will just tip it into the zone. Kaiser in to help. Kaiser, shot on goal, save by Gravenstein. So that puck trickles to the sideboard. Looks like Kaiser and Garrett Russell in on that play as Drexel will look to get started the other way.
Yeah, Dan, and we're under a minute of play here left in the first period today.
Final 30 seconds of the first period. Some sloppy play from both teams, however, Drexel with the only 2 goals on the board.
Yeah, and even though Drexel has 2 goals on the board, we're still tied in shots here with 11-11. Drexel capitalized on their power play, something Temple hasn't been able to do yet. But let's see if coming out of this first intermission, Temple's going to be able to change that. There's Shelley with a nice stop there and frees a puck with 7 seconds left here.
That puck trickled out in front. 2 Drexel players unable to find that puck in time before Matt Shelley converges and stops play. 7.6 seconds remaining in what could be a forgettable first period for the Owls. We already mentioned they trail.
Yeah, Dan, but the Owls they're doing well offensively, getting a lot of rebounds on the shots. Unfortunately, on that last possession, the one just bounced away to the corner, but if someone had been there, that puck can certainly be put away to score a goal.
Nick Van Allen will send that puck down the length of the ice. And that'll do it for the first period. Temple trailing 2-0 to the Drexel Dragons. Stay with us here on the TU Ice Network. JJ Myhowski, alongside myself, Dan Wander, will be back with your call of the second period after this break. Stay tuned for the intermission show. We'll be right back.
And welcome back here to the Old York Ice Rink in North Philadelphia at the end of period 1. The score is Drexel 2, Temple 0. The Owls were unable to really get a lot of offense going in that first period there, Jay. It seemed like Drexel controlled most of the possession of the puck. Every single time Temple got the puck on their end of the ice, they weren't really getting clean opportunities. What were you seeing out of Temple in that first period, Jay?
I was seeing a lot of the dump and chase, which in today's game really isn't as viable anymore. You really got to keep possession once you get to the blue line. Dump and chase it makes it a 50-50 puck, and Drexel's getting them sooner, it looks like, all the time.
Yeah, it seems like every time Temple touches the puck, they either make a clean pass and they take a shot at net, but it really goes wide, or they can't even get a clean pass on. The forecheck has not been too bad for the Owls so far. Holding Drexel to 2 goals actually is not too bad. They were getting a lot of pressure there on Ryan Shelley, the goaltender.
Matt Shelley, yes.
Matt Shelley, excuse me. Yeah, Matt Shelley.
Yeah, and Shelley played yesterday as well. He faced over 50 shots from the Arkansas team yesterday. So it's good that the Owls are working to limit his workload today.
Yeah, Brian Church-Vera got the second goal there for Drexel. First one was DiCarlo. A lot of pressure there on the other end of the ice from the Drexel Dragons. I'm curious, Jay, what do you think Temple needs to do better defensively when their backs are against the wall right now? Because it seems like Shelley's getting a lot of pressure, and eventually that's going to lead to 3, 4, 5 more goals, and all of a sudden the Owls are going to be out of this. What do you look for the Owls to do defensively to contain Drexel and shift this in their favor?
I mean, you just got to contain them, keep them from getting the shot if you can. If you can't keep them from getting the shot, at least force them to the outside, outside where the wings, it's not as direct a shot. Shirley can kind of square up on it more. There's less net for the Dragons to look at. And once you've got them contained, poke it away and get it up to the neutral zone at the very least.
Brendan Ondig and Kyle Van Allen, two very focal points of this group for Temple offensively. Van Allen was unable to get a shot on net that entire period. Ondig had a couple, lost the puck a little bit. They're really big for the Owls right now, and they're going to need them to start stepping up. Is there anyone else that you're going to be looking at in this period right now that could really break this through for Temple? Any spoilers for Temple right now?
I'm pretty impressed with Kaiser so far. He's been doing pretty good. Giaza always. He's the other captain alongside Trevs. He had both the Owls goals yesterday against Arkansas. And I'm pretty big on Garrett Russell also. He's a pretty good player, young guy, but he's got some hands, got some wheels.
Garrett Russell, very young, got the start today. Impressed with him so far. I really want to talk to you, though, Jay. The Owls so far really – their shot selection has not been too great. It seems like when they get the ball, or excuse me, when they get the puck, they work it around the net. They've been spreading it out a little bit, but Drexel's really been strong on that end of the ice, interrupting passes, not letting them get it to the net. Temple's throwing pucks at the net, which is what they should be doing, but the deflections have really not gone their way. Do you see Drexel taking this game in their favor, or do you feel like Temple is just one or two small things away from tying this up, making this a hockey game?
I think that, the Owls are in it, really. They're definitely a lot more in it than they were yesterday with shots only 11 to 12. That's good. Yesterday they only had 8 shots in the first period, so they're working on it. They're getting what they need to do done. It's just a matter of being strong when you get to the front of the net. Yeah,
and such a big game for Temple. I mean, so much season really left to play for the Owls. Last year missed out on their goals, trying to reach those goals this year. Little rough last week versus Lehigh. Couple of bad games here and there. They had that great win to start for Bloom. So really looking at Temple to gather themselves together here, because this is a golden opportunity versus an inner city team. And we've seen that so far. A couple of business cards were exchanged there at the net after plays, getting a little chippy out there, don't you think, Jay?
Yeah, it's anytime any city teams play, it's bit of a Philly thing, bit of a just rivalry thing. It gets chippy. Temple needs to really limit that. I noticed in the last game, a couple of the players were a little chirpy after the whistles. Refs were kind of telling them to settle it down. So discipline what they're saying on the ice, as well as what they're doing between the whistles.
All right, well, sounds good, Jay. That's going to do it from us. At the end of the first period, the score is Drexel 2, Temple 0. J.J. Michalski and Dan Wasner will be back after this on the call. Stay tuned.
Thanks, guys.
Hello and welcome back to the second period action. Your Temple Owls taking on the Drexel Dragons, trailing 2-0 at the moment. A reminder, I'm Dan Wander, your play-by-play voice for this afternoon's action, alongside me, J.J. Michalski, here at the rink at Old York Road. Temple content to just send the puck deep there, and Drexel will gain possession and look to head up the other way. Nathan Runk chipping it around. So we see a battle behind the net. Nick Van Allen looks to get the puck out, unable to do so. Drexel will fire it wide. Hubble finds Van Allen, who fires it across the ice to Ryan Treves, who will just chip it deep. And Drexel will regain once again and start moving up, looking to add to their lead. A huge hit on Chris DiCarlo there. Springs Temple the other way. And that one will go for an icing, as Drexel appears to have been looking for some kind of penalty. Won't get one.
Yeah, Dan, and that huge hit is part of the physical play I was talking about from Temple earlier. It looks great. They're getting a lot of physical opportunities and knocking Drexel players to the ice, taking them out of plays.
Temple will win the draw. Max Hucker sends it along the boards. Eventually, Giaza will control and just chip it deep. Max Hucker able to keep that puck in, sends a puck on net. Brendan Ondick then follows through, sends a second one on net. We'll get a stoppage here as the net is off its moorings.
Dan, that was the closest that I've seen Temple coming to a chance to score. It almost looked like the puck entered into the net and then was smacked out by the Drexel goalkeeper there. Nice job by the Owls to get early pressure here.
Andrew Kaiser unable to win the draw. However, a scrum will ensue in the corner. Players being instructed by the officials to keep the puck moving. Drexel will look to clear, however, Temple will be able to pinch a huge hit. To be thrown. Brendan Ondick ducks the hit. And we're going to get some penalties here. It'll be Brendan Ondick who will go for interference after taking out Dylan Hart, who is hunched over in pain. And we'll actually get Andrew Kaiser will go as well for the Owls. So it'll be Ondick and Kaiser heading off to the penalty box. Temple will be down 2 men here. A huge Richie's penalty kill coming up, already trailing 2-0.
Yeah, these next 2 minutes are going to be tense here, Dan. Expect a lot of pressure and expect Temple goalkeeper
Matt Shelley
to get a lot of saves here. He needs to do a great job here to keep the Owls in this one. Already down 2-0. Temple really can't afford to take a 5-on-3 here, and that's the situation they're in right now.
Drexel coming out in this period very upset with the officials. Heard some chatter going on in the first period, some more at the end. Drexel not happy with the way this game has been officiated. However, they will reap the benefit of 2 early penalties. Temple not playing with a whole lot of discipline there early. Some jawing, some jabbing, and then 2 takedowns on the same play. Referee initially calling Ondick, and then a second referee grabbing Kaiser and sending him down. Ondick's penalty is up on the board. We await to see, as the officials are talking about, whether or not Kaiser will go.
And, you know, Dan, here in the corner, it wasn't a play. There was a hit by a Drexel player, which he missed Temple. And after that, chaos just ensued. And it led to these penalties. You don't want to see physical play getting out of hand the way that did.
Kaiser will not go to the penalty boxes. It will be a simply 5-on-4. Brendan Ondick goes 2 minutes for interference.
Much better situation for the Owls here.
Dodge a bullet potentially. Drexel getting set up in their zone. Nicholas Urbani at the top, sending one in on Shelley. And he'll make the save. Looks like that's Urbani. Kyle Weller, the team's leading scorer, out on the power play. Looks like Urbani, Weller, Jamie Crane, as well as Cam Neely, the power play unit for now for Drexel. Drexel will get the puck down low, and that puck will go in off, I believe, Max Hucker. And Drexel scores just 17 seconds into the power play and lead 3-0.
Yeah, Dan, one thing I'm noticing on that, Temple is still failing to get their goalie protection there on the power play. I mean, you're seeing Shelley there facing the power play almost all by himself. Temple not really being able to get pressure on the puck and not protecting their net enough. That one just slid right by Shelley because no one was there to cover the far side of the net.
I believe that goal will go to Patrick McGinley, who we found out during the emission will get the credit for the first goal as well. So I believe Patrick McGinley will possibly be getting that goal. That'll go to either McGinley or Cam Neely. We'll try to get that to you soon. Drexel regroups behind their goal, now up with a slightly nicer cushion of 3-0. Brendan Ondick behind the net will look to send it deep, is unable to. However, Giazza will attempt to pick up where he left off, and Giazza will skate the puck up across center ice. 3-on-2 for the Owls if they hurry.
You know, Dan, and there's another pass that's way too hard for a Temple player to handle.
That puck will slip back into the neutral zone, and Temple will look to get started the other way. However, that'll be another giveaway, and Drexel will send it deep. Charles Giazza will control back behind his own red line. Giazza sends it deep. That puck will be tipped by the Drexel player. No icing because of that. Drexel looking to move quickly up the other way. A pass off the stick. Will trickle back into to the Drexel defensive zone, but they'll get moving quickly up. A shot from Dylan Hart will be turned away by Shelley. Giazza will send it along the boards. Temple unable to clear for the time being, however, will now push that puck out into center ice, where Drexel will get it and send it right back in. Puck hops over the stick of Mike Churchvera, who had the second goal of the afternoon for Drexel. We'll get moving once again. Drexel starts the cycle on the right side of their defensive zone. That puck will trickle back in, however.
And that's just miscommunication there by the Owls. That offside should not be taken there. Why would you want to have someone crossing back in front of where you're trying to dump that puck into the zone, Dan? It doesn't make sense to me. Obviously, just miscommunication on the Temple bench right now. And Temple should be in the zone with an offensive chance right now, but instead they're taking a face-off here.
Luke Berchowski unable to win the draw as Drexel will get started the other way. Puck finds its way back into the neutral zone, and Drexel will regain possession. Will Green trying to get some pressure in on the back check. Drexel's shot on goal is blocked. Its attempt to be just sent right back down into the corner. Temple will look to control. I will be unable to clear. Shot blocked. Second shot also blocked. Trickled in front of net, and then a huge save by Matt Shelley. Drexel looking to add to their lead. Another shot pad save by Shelley. Ondick unable to clear, however, he'll regain possession. And Temple will get the puck out of the zone. However, turn it right back over. A theme here early in this contest.
You know, Dan, one thing I'm seeing that's really good, Temple is, the bench is supporting Shelley. They're recognizing that he's making some fantastic saves to keep them in this one. Obviously, giving up 3 goals already, they aren't all necessarily his fault. Temple hasn't gotten back on defense the way they should be, and this game should not be a 3-0 game the way it is right now.
Temple will regain possession and look to chip it deep. Zembricki, who will control behind the net. Send it in front. That'll find its way to the neutral zone. Temple will pinch to keep the ball in, the puck in, rather. I don't know why I keep saying keep the ball and keep the puck in. Drexel toes the blue line, stays onside. Shot is turned away by Shelley. Cycled back up to the front. Another shot. Looking for a deflection, unsure if they got it. We'll get a hit along the boards, but Drexel will maintain possession behind their own net. Cycling centering pass is knocked aside. However, Drexel will keep the puck in once again. Send it behind Shelley. A huge hit and a penalty. That'll be Chris DiCarlo who will head to the penalty box. So we await the signal.
Yeah, Dan, that's a hard hit there, and bad on DiCarlo for trying to almost, it looked like, injure a Temple player on that hit. He really came in with a lot of speed, and that's why Temple's going to be able to go on a power play here. Drexel's looking to get some huge hits off right now, and Temple player going to the bench appearing to be injured.
That's Kyle Smedley, who appears to have been in some pain as he heads off to the bench, and he'll get looked at by the trainer. Charles Giazza in to take this draw. He'll win it to Andrew Kaiser. send it back to Trebs. Trebs over to Van Allen. Van Allen shot, save, and score! Andrew Kaiser turning garbage into gold and putting the rebound in. And the Owls are on the board. It's 3-1.
You know, Dan, I said it in the first half. First period. Temple needed to make some adjustments there with their power play coming into this second period. And right there we see it. Temple is 1 for 1 on the power play in this second period. Although they might be 1 for 4 on the game, they're getting a lot of offensive production right now, and that is a fantastic goal. That's a good way to capitalize on the power play. They now only trail 3-1. They cut the deficit, and that's what you want to see.
Kaiser's 5th goal of the year. Puts the Owl on the board, and we'll see if that brings him a little bit of life. As Drexel looks to respond.
Scored by number 12, Andrew Kaiser.
Drexel regain in their own zone. Centering pass goes wide. And we'll have players down in the net. We'll be off its moorings once again. I believe we'll get a face-off inside the Temple defensive zone. Temple scoring just, I believe, 17 seconds into the Pub Web power play. We are back to even strength now, as teams do go back to even strength after the opponent scores a power play goal. And we'll get Jason Ferguson will head off the ice for the Owls. He'll get called for a penalty there. Unsure what it's for. But Drexel now with a power play chance of their own.
Yeah, Dan, Drexel's power play has been fantastic so far this afternoon. Temple needs a huge stop here. Obviously, just scoring their first goal of this one, they cannot afford to give Drexel another goal.
Temple back on their heels as Drexel gets set up in the offensive zone. It's Church Vera at the top of the key. He'll send it along the right wing. I believe that's Joseph Finaliuson. And on the side, Drexel set up. It's Church Vera sending it across. Back up to the top of the key, it's Lim Eugene. However, Temple will look it out on the breakaway. It's Nick Van Allen coming in with head of steam. Van Allen sends a weak shot on net that's turned aside by Dylan Gravenstein.
And you know, Dan, one thing I'm noticing so far in this power play for the Owls, they're not getting a lot of pressure to the puck, but they are ensuring that the middle does not open up and Shelley doesn't face any shots from the middle. They're giving Drexel tough shooting lanes.
50 seconds remaining on the power play for Drexel. That shot will go in on Shelley. Shelley will turn it aside. Brendan Ondick will look to clear, unable to do so. Drexel in front, shot, save. Shelley. Drexel, however, hanging on to the puck. The diving clearing attempt won't be made. Drexel regains possession, however. Andrew Kaiser will clear the zone. Jason Ferguson nearly a break, or rather, that's Sean Fowler, who was by himself briefly. Fowler in on the back check. As that's Andrew Kaiser. Look to get the puck deep. Temple aggressive on the penalty kill here. That puck will be swatted away, and Ian Bowles will look to clear. That puck will be kept in at the line by Drexel. 3 seconds remaining on the power play. A shot on net, I believe, went straight through the blue paint, and Temple is back to even strength as Drexel looks to continue pressure despite the power play reaching its conclusion. Will Green unable to tip that puck deep as Temple survives the Jason Ferguson penalty. We'll chip it back into center ice where Drexel will get it and look to regain pressure, keeping it in the zone there, sending it deep behind Matthew Shelley.
Just barely keeping it in there, Dan. Looked like the puck might have escaped.
We'll get a scrum here along the boards to Shelley's right. Temple will regain possession and look to run. Instead, they'll just chip it deep. Will Green unable to corral. However, Temple will keep it in the zone as Garrett Elmer pushes it deep. Will Green controls along the board, sends it up to Max Hucker, who shot on goal looked to have been deflected. A weak shot on goal. Elmer goes into the boards, and we'll get a delayed penalty on the retaliation strike by Chris DiCarlo. A big hit along the boards. DiCarlo didn't like it, gave him a hack with his stick, and he'll go off, and Temple will head to their 5th Pub Web power play of the afternoon and will look to get back within 1.
Yeah, Dan, DiCarlo has to watch his temper there. He's taking a bad penalty for his team there. Good for Temple to get back on the power play. I noticed in their last offensive possession, they were getting a lot of ice. I saw a lot of open ice out here. I don't know if Drexel was on a switch at the time, but Temple had tons of open space. And let's see them develop a lot more space here to be able to get a lot of shots on net.
Interference will be the call as Drexel will clear. Ryan Treves back behind Shelley will look to get the attack started. Treves skating up unchallenged and will just send it deep. Drexel unable to corral as Sean Fowler sent it to the other side. Andrew Kaiser is there. The puck will jump over his stick, and Drexel will look to start a rush. However, Temple's defense able to get back.
Nearly kept in the offensive zone there by the Owls.
And we'll regroup. Charles Giazza looking for Trev, skates over. Instead, it's Fowler who will send it deep. Hits a funny part of the boards. Drexel able to clear. Nick Van Allen back in center ice. Van Allen looking for Will Green, won't find him, and Drexel will regroup with just 1 minute remaining on the Temple power play. They'll send it deep behind Shelley.
You know, Dan, and there was a risky play made by Dylan Gravenstein down here on our end of the ice. He came out of his net to get that puck, but he almost left an open net for the Owls to shoot on.
Ryan Treves sends it along the boards to Nick Van Allen. Nick Van Allen over to Treves. Treves looking for the one-time opportunity. However, he fanned on it. Garrett Russell delivers to Will Green. Will Green turns the puck over, and Drexel will get started the other way. Ryan Treves thinking a little too quickly about some possible wide open net. Unable to deliver as 15 seconds remain on this power play, and Drexel still up by a score of 3-1. They'll send it deep. Charles Giazza unable to win the race. Drexel will maintain possession, send it back behind Shelley. However, nobody home for the Owls as Nathan Runk will instead be the first one there. Temple will take it away as Drexel is back to even strength. Player taken down in center ice. Temple will be content to just chip it deep. Another funny bounce off the boards.
Nice save there by the Owls.
Temple gets steal. Garrett Russell looks to put one on net. However, he wins the race after his shot goes wide. Elmer chips it back to Luke Berchowski. Luke Berchowski loses the puck. And Drexel will regain possession. Chip it out to center ice. Temple will send it back into the Drexel neutral zone. And Matt Shelley will cover up a puck that goes alongside his net and settle for a face-off. 6:34 remaining in the second period. Drexel leading by a score of 3-1. The second period of score, a goal apiece.
One thing I really like to see on that offensive possession for the Owls is not giving up. They did not let the puck leave the zone there. And that was a beautiful save to keep the puck in and continue the play.
Drexel wins the draw, puts a shot on net. That shot is blocked. However, Temple unable to clear. Centering pass is turned aside, however, then turned over. Drexel will maintain possession. Another shot on goal right into the midsection of Matt Shelley, who will pause play. 6:11 remaining here in the second period.
We got a lot of players going down to the ice today, Dan. Lots of big hits here, but also just players getting tangled up. And I think that's creating a lot of open space for both teams on the ice. When two players go down, it's creating a little bit more chaos amongst the ice and amongst players who are trying to find the puck.
Drexel wins the zone, however, Andrew Kaiser is able to come up with the puck temporarily, but he'll turn it over. Drexel sweeping behind their net, centering pass, nobody home. Shot from the wing goes wide. However, Drexel will send it deep once again, doing a good job of keeping Temple's clearing attempts out. Centering pass, huge save by Matt Shelley, who keeps Temple within 2, sliding across and absorbing that puck into the midsection.
Yeah, Shelley just bellies that puck up and keeps it out of the net, and another great job there to keep the puck to himself and not let Drexel get any rebounds.
Drexel will look to create another scoring opportunity, however. They'll lose the draw. Garrett Russell, though, is unable to clear. Pass goes across. Shot. No goal. Off the post. That's Michael Corkery, who beats Matt Shelley, but finds a goalie's best friend, and that's the iron. Beat Shelley stick side. However, saved by his best friend. Drexel will win another face-off and go back to work. Swinging it along to our right. Temple just unable to find the puck here. So that pass is corralled at the top of the key, sent back below. However, turned over once again. And Drexel will score. Unsure of where that puck came from. A cluster of players down in front of the net. However, someone will beat Matt Shelley, and Drexel leads by a score of 4-1.
Absolutely, Dan. Tough to see where that puck came from. And Drexel picking up their 4th goal on this one. That one just coming off of a little miscommunication defensively. Temple not being able to really get themselves set in the set, and they're struggling to communicate deep in the defensive zone there.
Nathan Runk, the first to receive handshakes along the bench, so we'll credit the goal to him. As Drexel now leads 4-1, and Temple will look to get something going offensively here if they want to stay in this game. Drexel, a full head of steam through center. However, that shot will go high. Will Green, a bit of room. He'll be tripped up, and we'll get a penalty. That'll be a cross check. And Temple will head to their 6th Pub Web power play of the game, a chance to stay in this one, down by a score of 4-1. Will Green, a near breakaway there, slowing down as he reached the goal, taken down from behind. Penalty will go against Mike Churchvera, 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Churchvera, an assistant on this team, looked like he had the A on his chest. That's a bad penalty to take there, knowing that your team can't really afford to take a power play here.
Fowler will chip the puck deep. Charles Giazza able to keep it in, sends it up to Ryan Trebs, whose shot goes high. However, Nick Van Allen will crowd it along the boards. Nick Van Allen playing catch. Charles Giazza shot, save by Dylan Gravenstein, sticking the glove out and keeping this score at 4-1. A minute 40 remains on the Temple power play.
Yeah, Dan, and that puck came with a lot of speed off Giazza's stick there. Nice to see that he's getting really powerful wrist shots off.
Giazza wins the draw. However, Temple is unable to keep the puck in. They'll have to touch up at the blue line. Drexel content to just wait and then send it down on Matt Shelley. He'll hand it off to Jack Pierce, I believe that is, who will hand off to Giazza. Giazza sends it over to Nick Van Allen. Van Allen enters the zone, finds Trebs. Trebs centering pass. Unable to find a teammate, and Drexel will send it the length of the ice. Shelley hands off to Van Allen. Van Allen sends along. Kaiser will find that puck, and then Trebs will chip it in front. Giazza behind the net will send it back to Trebs. Trebs surveying, sending it to the top of the key. Shot by Van Allen is tipped. However, Andrew Kaiser is there. He'll send it on goal looking for Fowler. However, that puck will be tipped away and then sent the length of the ice. 53 seconds remain on the Churchvera minor. Van Allen will chip the puck deep, and Temple will chase. However, they're unable to keep the puck in the zone, as that'll trickle back to Shelley, who will hand off to Ryan Trebs.
Dan, we've seen a lot of dump and run play today by both teams, but so far it seems to be working out a lot better for Drexel. They're able to win the puck when they dump it. Temple has not been able to effectively win the puck when they're dumping it into their own zone, and I think that game plan should be changed here at the next intermission.
Temple unable to get set up again with the second unit out. Charles Giazza remaining out on the power play, as well as Ryan Trebs. looking to create a spark. 3, 2, and 1. Church Vera will hop out of the penalty box, and Drexel will be back to even strength. I believe that's Garrett Russell, who will attempt to send the puck deep, unable to do so. And Drexel gets started the other way. Centering pass in the middle, shot, glove save by Matt Shelley. Didn't appear to have a whole lot of mustard coming in on that shot. However, Shelley makes the save and keeps Temple in it for now.
Temple's going to get a line change here with that stoppage of play. Good to get fresh legs out there for the Owls. Hopefully we can see a goal here within the last 2 minutes and 25 seconds of play here in the second period.
Andrew Kaiser's 5th of the year put the Owls on the board earlier this period. However, Drexel was able to answer after that to keep their cushion at 3. Goal advantage of 2-1 this period for Drexel, 4-1 overall. As Temple will look to get that puck deep.
And what I'm noticing right now is a lot of intensity by this line of the Owls.
And we have a breakaway here by Drexel, who shoots and is turned away by Shelley, who's able to get his glove back up. However, Drexel pressuring, slap shot, blocked.
As I was saying, a lot of intensity, and we're seeing diving saves and a lot of blocked shots here by the Owls.
Ian Bowles without a stick temporarily as Luke Berchowski, or rather, Garrett Elmer will send a puck in, and then Luke Berchowski will have a conversation in front of the net with some Drexel players. Say, how do you do? Remind him that he's here.
Yes, Dan, you can absolutely call that a conversation if you want to. Conversation, argument, doesn't matter. The emotions are getting high here today.
1:37 remaining in the second period. That's how much time Temple will have to look to get on the board before the second intermission. A reminder, Jay Niemeyer and Taylor Snyder will be with you during the intermission to break down the second period of play. Stay tuned for that. Charles Giazza in to take the faceoff. He'll be unable to win it. A tough day in the faceoff circle for Charles Giazza. And Drexel will just send it along the boards and they'll clear. Jack Pierce looking for Giazza. He won't find him. How Giazza will look to block that shot with a slide. Our shot on goal is somehow kept out, and Temple will send it the length of the ice. And icing will be the call as the puck just barely reaches the red goal line down here. Drexel, an offensive zone faceoff with 1:07 remaining in the period.
Yep, and we're about to get into our last minute of play. Look for Temple to be very intense in these last few minutes, in this last minute of this period. That one line that came out looked to be blocking a lot of shots and getting the Owls a lot of offensive opportunities.
That shot will be blocked in front by Jack Pierce.
1 minute remaining.
And the players will fight for a loose puck that remained in the middle of the ice. However, it'll make its way to the boards. Temple will look to clear. That's Garrett Russell winning the battle. They're able to get that puck out. Nick Van Allen goes 1-3. Will just send it along to Charles Giazza, who will control here. Giazza sends it across. He'll find Nick Van Allen. Nick Van Allen up to Ryan Treves. Treves towing the line at the blue line. He'll give the puck away, and Drexel's off to the races. It's Christopher Hagan who sends the pass across. The return pass is off the mark. Drexel will have a regroup. Centering pass goes wide. 20 seconds remaining in the period. They'll play catch at the top. Shot from the top of the key goes wide. Jack Pierce will hit someone. We'll get a penalty called here, I believe, against Drexel, as the whistle did sound after they touched the puck. We'll await the call. 13.4 seconds remaining in the period. And teams will skate the length of the ice here. Temple will head to their 7th pub web power play. Just 13.4 seconds remaining here in the second period. However, if there is no score or other penalties in this last 13 seconds, the power play will carry over to the start of the third period.
Yeah, Dan, on that penalty, we saw a Temple player bump into the Drexel player, and when the Drexel player got up, he took a shot at another Temple player there.
Kaiser in to take the draw. He won't be able to win it. He'll try to clear the puck. That'll be swatted down, however. Drexel will then clear. 5 seconds remaining in the period. However, Temple will be unable to do anything with it. And there's the horn.
Just a reminder,
Drexel
folks, now is your
outscores
last
Temple
chance to claim your 50-50
by a score of
raffle ticket.
2-1
Tickets will be sold
in the period, lead 4-1 at the conclusion of 40 minutes. A reminder, I'm Dan Walter, your play-by-play voice for this afternoon's contest, alongside me, JJ Myhowski. We'll be back after the second period intermission to bring you the third period of play. In the meantime, though, stay tuned here on the TU Ice Network. Taylor Snyder and Jay Niemeyer will be breaking down the second period for you. Stay with us. You don't want to miss it.
And we're back here at the Old York Ice Rink in North Philadelphia. I am Taylor Snyder, joined again by Jay Niemeyer, here to bring you the intermission report. Drexel owned the scoring this period, Jay, by a score of 2-1. They lead this hockey game 4-1. Temple finally able to convert on that power play. Owls are dominating the power play today, but really Drexel has been playing more efficient hockey. What did you see out of Temple in that period, Jay?
The power play is what I saw the most. They're getting better at connecting their passes, but what I didn't like is Ondick in the box. He's one of the most talented players for the Owls, and he cannot score for them from the box.
Yeah, such a focal point, such an offensive fire. I mean, really a weapon. When Ondick's not on the ice, it's very obvious that the Owls are not able to connect. Charles Giazza, very silent in this game, got the assist on that one goal, was huge. Temple's really out-hitting Drexel in this game, physicality-wise. The Owls are dominating Drexel, and I think in a way, Jay, Drexel has been playing a more efficient hockey, but Temple's been the more physical team. How do you think Temple can translate that physicality to goals in this third period and pull out a win here?
I mean, they can keep hitting, just hit smarter, hit when it is going to actually get you the puck, hit to separate the man from the puck, and then have someone swoop in, get that puck, and get it up north to the net.
Yeah. One thing last period, Temple doing a better job defensively, not letting Drexel hit a lot of clean shots. Drexel was taking a lot of tough shots, tough angles, wasn't really seeing the net like they saw the net in that first period. It seemed like they were pulling up to the net, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, didn't really matter. Clean passes, saw the top left, top right. Placing the puck was really, when you can place the puck in a hockey game, it makes it a lot easier to know what you're doing. But when you have traffic in front of the net, you're pretty much playing dump and chase, and you're trying to get deflections, you're trying to get pucks in the back of the net. One thing Temple did was disrupt that. One thing, though, to counteract that, though, that the Owls are not doing is continuing to not get clean shots. Jay, they really need to spread out this offense right now and improve this passing.
Yeah.
It was great in the neutral zone. Even in their own zone at times, they were able to set it up. What do you think the Owls need to do to better improve the passing? Because passing for them has really been a big reason why they have not gotten the puck in the net more than they have today.
They need to get in the right spots. They need to move their legs, get where they're going to be open, where they can get the puck right on their stick. And that's going to start with this power play that they're getting. They've got 13 seconds played in the last period, so over a minute and a half. Coming into this third period, they're going to have a little bit more open ice, use those fresh legs to get the passes going, hopefully get some goals on. If nothing else, shots on goal really work that goaltender. Yeah,
they're getting a lot of traffic today around Matt Shelley. If Temple is to come back in this game, I'm already giving Matt Shelley the game puck. I don't know about you, Jay. Fantastic performance today. 4 goals. Really 3 of those 4 were not his fault. He has done a great job in net today. What are you seeing out of Shelley in the absence of Auerbach? How do you think he stepped up today and recently for the Owls?
I mean, as I said during the first intermission, he saw over 50 shots in last game, let in 11 goals. But when you see so many shots, goals are going to go in. They're limiting the shots from against him, which is good. Shelley's been really good at keeping tight, just really tight body, not flailing his arms around, just keeping himself tight in position. Really good, solid fundamental.
Yeah, Temple controlling offensively the possession a little bit more, but like I said, points are a big reason why they're not in this game right now. They're not scoring goals. They're not getting it to the back of the net. But I know who could get them into the back of the net, and that's Charles Giazza. That's someone I'm really going to be looking at here in the third period, Jay. Beyond Giazza and Ondick, 2 prolific scorers, who do you think really needs to step up in this period for Temple?
I'd say Nick Van Allen. We were seeing him a little bit more in the second period than we did in the first. I think he's due.
He's definitely due. The Owls are due for a win right now. They have a losing record last season. They fell back, lost 9 straight games. That was a big part of their season last year. Trying not to fall in that hole right now, coming off tough losses to Lehigh and Arkansas, playing a big Philly school right now, Drexel. They're controlling this game. They're getting more efficient pucks. But if you ask me, Jay, I think Temple is just a couple more good possessions, good plays to really put this game closer than it actually is. Controlling the puck in the neutral zone, Owls definitely need to work on that a little bit better. When you can't control the puck in the neutral zone, you're not even going to get it in your offensive zone.
Yep.
So if you can't get it into your offensive zone, you're pretty much relying on shooting from the red line, trying to score, and the odds of that happening are slim to none. So the Owls need to do a little bit better, transition through the neutral zone into their own zone.
Use their teammates,
Yeah,
too.
use their teammates, cleaning up the passing. It seemed like one thing I wanted to point out, Jay, is the Owls would get on a 3-on-2 advantage offensively coming at the net, a nice drive, and then they would force them out to the side, and they'd have to backhand dump chase to the net. And when they play the puck off the side of the net, that allows Drexel to buy time to reset, cover their man, and Temple can't really work it around like they really want to. A lot of power plays for the Owls that period, but really weren't able to work it around like they wanted to.
Right.
Yep.
They definitely need to work on the working it around.
Okay, that'll end it here for the second period intermission report. J.J. Michalski and Dan Wasner will be back on the call after this break. The score is Drexel 1,
Drexel
4, Temple 1. We will be right back.
And welcome back to today's presentation of the Temple Owls versus the Drexel Dragons. Temple enters the third period trailing by a score of 4-1. We'll start this period on the power play, 1:47 remaining at the start of the period, and we're now down ticking under a minute and a half. A fresh sheet of ice, hopefully a fresh set of legs for the Owls, as Drexel gets the first scoring opportunity of the game. That shot goes wide. Ryan Trebs tries to find Nick Van Allen, however that pass is broken up. Drexel looking to center, swatted down. Nick Van Allen throws the hit along the boards. However, that's Mike Church-Vera lugging the puck around and then sending it back to center ice. And Drexel will send it back into a waiting Charles Giazza, who will get Temple moving the other way. Touch pass from Nick Van Allen to Ryan Trebs, who sends it deep. Drexel not fooled on that play, however, and will regain and then send it down the ice. Matt Shelley turns the puck over. A little bit of give and go from Drexel, who will be content to just push this puck along the boards. Charles Giazza will take possession, look for Ryan Trebs. It'll hop over his stick. 20 seconds remaining on this power play. Ryan Trebs off the back skate of Nick Van Allen. Temple not on the same page early in this period. Luke Berchowski looks for Ryan Trebs, hops over his stick. Charles Giazza then looks for Trebs. But Drexel will send it deep instead. 4, 3, 2, and 1. That'll end the Temple Owls power play, and Drexel's back to even strength.
Yeah,
Charles Giazza hands off. So that's Garrett Elmer, who I believe finds the back of the net. And it's 4-2. Temple unable to convert on the power play, but scores just afterwards. That is Garrett Elmer receiving handshakes by the Temple bench, and Temple's within 2. 18:04 remaining in the final period.
Yeah, Dan, ironic that they had 2 minutes on the power play there, and Temple did not look great on their power play, but great work there by Elmer to find the back of the net. And almost immediately off the power play, they didn't allow Drexel to get any time to think about what was going on, and then they put a shot on net and found the back of the net.
Elmer looking to provide the spark. Gets the turnover there, puts the shot on goal. However, Dylan Gravenstein was up for the test.
And let's see how that changes the momentum of this game. Don't know if the bench felt anything on that goal. I'm sure they did.
2-on-1 here for Drexel. The pass comes across. However, it's in the skates, and Luke Berchowski makes the sliding block to help his goaltender. Elmer will lug the puck up and send it deep. However, Temple will elect to get some fresh legs on the ice as they'll change. Drexel unable to get the puck deep as Temple will just chip it back into their offensive zone and then chase. They'll get the turnover. It's Andrew Kaiser. Centering pass, shot, save. And that puck will find its way into the Drexel bench, and the puck will remain in the Drexel zone. Temple with the offensive zone faceoff.
Dan, it looks as if Temple has come out with a fight this period. We have not seen this yet this game. This momentum, this energy, and the good communication that Temple's having with each other right now. One thing I'm noticing is number 10, Brendan Ondick, was getting involved in a little bit of a tie-up there. You don't want to see him taking penalties. As Jay said during the intermission report, Ondick is a guy that you don't want to see in the penalty box at all. So let's keep an eye on him and make sure that he is generating offensive opportunities and not deterring from the play of the Owls here.
Trevs drops the puck back to Ferguson, who will throw it out to center. However, Drexel will grab that puck and move in immediately. Jason Ferguson will look to play that puck up. He'll find Sean Fowler, who will fail to clear. That shot will trickle into the midsection of Matt Shelley. However, Drexel will get called for a penalty here, and Temple will receive their 8th Hub Webb power play of the game. This one comes with a chance to get back within 1.
Yeah, and it appears that number 11, Josh Scaler, is going to be going to the box there for the Dragons. Don't know what exactly the call was, but Temple is drawing a lot of penalties here right now. And let's see if they can do something with these 2 minutes that we have only seen once so far this game. Score a power play goal. If they're able to score a goal, they're only going to be down by 1, and that's going to be a monumental achievement for Temple right now.
Charles Giazza unable to win the faceoff. However, Temple will get possession and chip it deep. Andrew Kaiser will receive the puck. Kaiser goes up to Nick Van Allen. Van Allen back down to Kaiser. Drexel looks to clear. Van Allen will keep it in. Van Allen sends it along deep, looking for Garrett Russell. He won't find him. However, Drexel will be unable to clear. That puck finds Giazza over the right side. Giazza looking, firing on nets, goes wide. Kaiser stops, looks for Van Allen. Van Allen, shot is blocked, and that puck will find its way out to center. 1:20 on the power play as Van Allen looks to get the Owls moving back up. Van Allen goes over to Giazza, who will send it deep. Garrett Russell in on the chase. He'll get the puck. Russell out in front. Save.
Dan, one thing I'm noticing is number 16 of the Owls, Ryan Trevs, has done a great job at the top of the offensive zone for Temple so far. He's keeping the puck in and giving the Owls more opportunities. Looks like we might have another penalty here.
A shot from, I believe that was Nick Van Allen up at the top. May have found its way into the net, but the net was off its moorings. We'll get 55 seconds remaining on this power play after the stoppage. The puck will stay, by the looks of it, in the offensive zone for the Owls. Temple swarming there, able to prevent Dylan Gravenstein from covering up the puck. However, the net became dislodged, and that's the reason for the stoppage. Drexel will win the faceoff, won't be able to maintain the puck. Garrett Russell behind the net controls. Russell able to get his own miss and put it on net, but Gravenstein will make the save. 45 seconds remaining in this power play. Still 4-2.
You know, Dan, and so far this period, we've seen about 1.5 power plays play out. And so far, it doesn't seem that Temple has a lot of intensity on their power play. They need to get more opportunities to score on net.
I disagree with you there, JJ. I think we're seeing a lot of pressure here. As Charles Giazza unable to win the draw, but Nick Van Allen will end up with it. Van Allen over to Trevs, whose shot will be denied. Drexel will look to clear. Trevs will glove it in the neutral zone, send it over to Van Allen, who finds Giazza. Giazza sends it over looking for Garrett Russell. He'll find Russell. Will pin it along the boards, and Andrew Kaiser will join him in looking for the puck. That puck will be kept in by Ryan Trevs, who will fire it across the ice looking for Nick Van Allen, but won't find him. Drexel will regain possession, throw it all the way down the ice. And Matt Shelley will stop it for Ryan Trevs, who starts up 5 seconds remaining on this power play. However, he'll give it away. Drexel's shot off the post. Mike Church-Vera beats Shelley for at least the second time today. However, he finds iron. Matt Shelley saved by his best friend for at least the second time today, and that puck goes out of play.
Absolutely. That one finding the crossbar and sailing out of play. Drexel had a good chance there. Miscommunication by the Owls to get the puck out of their defensive zone.
Will Green unable to win the face-off. A fierce slap shot comes from Drexel. However, that puck goes high and wide. Now a chance for Temple moving in. However, that play snuffed out. That was Sean McDowell. Looked to pull a little dipsy-do around the defender, unable to do so. Temple being pressured here, able to find the puck, unable to clear. However, This time Andrew Kaiser, or Ian Bowles rather, will be snuffed out. Sean McDowell taken down there behind, over to the right of his goalie. The referee now ends up on the seat of his pants. Bodies flying everywhere as the huge hit comes from Sean Fowler, and the puck will go to the neutral zone.
Looks like that corner beat seems to be a little bit slippery right now, Dan. Everyone going down over there.
Max Hucker will bring the puck up this time. Hucker skates around, hands the puck off to Green. Green will hand the puck off. That'll just be fired on net, and Dylan Gravenstein will cover up. This has been the first burst of energy, wouldn't you say, JJ? We're getting a sense of intensity for both teams as this game dwindles down toward its conclusion.
I would agree with that statement entirely, Dan. I think that most recent Drexel possession here in their offensive zone, we saw a lot of hitting, and on the last Temple power play, we did see a lot of energy from Temple compared to the first power play that we saw this period. They were able to get passes off and a lot of shots off on net. That one deflected
Drexel
there.
Shot will deflect and actually find its way over the safety netting, hit the back wall, and find its way back into play. That'll be a stoppage. And we'll get the Owls will get a defensive zone face-off to the right of Matt Shelley. Ryan Treves, Charles Giazza, and Nick Van Allen. 3 of the forwards in on this play. That shot will find its way wide of the Temple net. It's Nick Van Allen will send it over to Charles Giazza. Giazza turns the puck over, and that shot will go wide. Temple fighting for control here as Jack Pierce finds Nick Van Allen, who's unable to clear. That puck will be sent in on Matt Shelley, who will make the blocker save and then snare it in his glove and say, I'll take a stoppage. 13:04 remaining here in this third period. Drexel leading by a score of 4-2. Temple, the only goal so far this period, coming off the stick of Garrett Elmer. The spark so far early in this period is Luke Berchowski. Wins the faceoff. Temple unable to control, though, as Drexel will get started. Temple sending a bit of defensive pressure. Jack Pierce throwing his body around, and we'll get a penalty. And Jack Pierce will go for elbowing.
And that's number 19, Jamie Crane of Drexel, down on the ground there. A little bit of a tangle up between Drexel and Temple in the corner. Unfortunate that Pierce is charged with that penalty for Temple.
He'll go 2 minutes for elbowing, the call from the official. Throwing his body around perhaps a little too much there, and now Temple with a big Richie's penalty kill coming up here. I'd say it's key to keep Drexel off the board here if Temple wants to stay in this game. 12:50 remaining here in regulation. Church Vera at the top of the key. He'll send it over to Christopher Hagan, whose shot will be snared by Matt Shelley.
And you're absolutely right, Dan. Coming into this penalty kill, Temple, they can't afford to give up another goal. If they give up one more goal, it might seem that this game might just be out of reach for the Owls. Already down 2. They have their work cut out for them for the end of this period, but first they need to kill this penalty with 1:50 remaining on it.
Giazza wins the draw right back to Shelley, who covers up, and we'll do it again. Drexel winning this draw. It's Church Vera at the top of the key. He'll play catch with Hagan. Back up to Church Vera, whose shot finds its way through the legs of Matt Shelley. And Drexel may have just put the nail in the coffin. It's 5-2.
Completely agree there, Dan. Temple has their work cut out for them. They need 3 goals in these last 12 minutes of game here, and they've only been able to score 2 this entire game. Of course, they're being outshot 35-25 there, and Shelley's been great in goals so far for the Owls. There's been a lot of deflection goals so far, and it's tough for a goalkeeper to see the puck coming in and see it deflected right at the last second. It messes up everything that you set up to stop the puck.
Mike Church Vera with what is at least his second goal of the game, perhaps putting this one out of reach as Matthew Shelley will cover up. That is Church Vera's second goal of the game. His first coming in the first period. The second goal of the game for Drexel at that point in time, as they'll get an offensive zone face-off. Drexel wins the draw. Elects to just push it into the corner. Charles Giazza will control. He'll send it up to Nick Van Allen, who will skate across and find Andrew Kaiser. Kaiser's shot goes wide. That puck will be kept in by Max Hucker. Will fire it on net, find Andrew Kaiser, whose shot is blocked and finds its way out to center ice. Drexel, the shot, wide. Another scoring opportunity there. Giazza this time takes the puck up, and he'll just chip it in to the Drexel zone.
You know, Dan, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some energy and tempers flaring here. It seems that on the ice, there is a lot of momentum going on right now for both teams.
Drexel firing that puck across the middle, shot, score! Jamie Crane gets on the board, and it's 6-2 6-2 Drexel, rather.
Absolutely, and that goal coming for the Dragons under a minute after their most recent goal. Temple needs to find, I would say, at least one more goal to keep their morale up leaving this game. Right now, they had a bad 11-2 loss yesterday, and this one is turning into an ugly one again today.
Temple, a bit of momentum after Garrett Elmer found the net early in this period. However, it is now all Drexel, as offsides will be the call here. 2 quick goals from Mike Churchvera and Jamie Crane will essentially conclude this game, barring a miracle, as we have 11:21 remaining in this third period of play. We'll see how Temple responds as Ryan Treves goes back to retrieve that puck. And Fowler will win the battle along the boards and chip out, looking for Thomas and Bricky, but won't find him.
Dangerous there, play there by Shelley to come out of his net and try to grab that puck for the Owls with the Drexel player ensuing.
Drexel centering pass off the pad of Shelley and over the net as Bowles chips it along the wall. And Ryan Treves goes to battle there. However, Drexel comes out with the puck, sends out not shot. Will Green with the deflection. We have another shot that goes wide this time. Drexel swarming here. Centering pass doesn't find its way to the middle. However, Drexel will keep that puck in. Shot goes wide of Shelley. Drexel with lots of pressure here. That stick will be tied up by Treves. However, kept in by Drexel, and Ian Bowles will get that puck out to center. And now Temple, Fowler's tripped up. Finds Will Green, whose shot is saved.
Interesting no call on the trip there. Appeared that Temple was really affected on their rush by that player going down to his knees.
Fowler unable to stay up, as we're getting a bit of some quick moving action here as Drexel sends that puck into the middle. However, finds nobody. Another shot from the point goes wide as Max Hucker dodges the hit but turns the puck over. Drexel cuts the middle again. That shot goes right through the blue paint. Bodies fly as Luke Berchowski is unable to come up with that puck. Drexel shot from the top is saved by Shelley. Centering pass. Another shot. First save, but not another, as James Schickling joins the party, and it's 7-2.
Absolutely, and the Dragons are just having a field day right now with Matt Shelley. They've gotten 7 goals past him today, and even though some of them have been deflection goals, I think some of this does come down to Shelley needing to work a little bit on what he's doing in the goal.
Matt Shelley being hung out to dry a little bit there by his defense. Able to make one save. However, as he was sprawled out on the ice, received no help from his defense. And Drexel just looking to keep the pressure on as another shot finds the safety netting.
Yeah, Dan, and you mentioned the defense not getting back. I think that's something we've seen this entire game. The defense has just not been there to help out Shelley in the goal.
Drexel with another offensive zone faceoff, though, win it. That puck will be sent in on goal, possibly deflected. Shelley turns it aside. Drexel 7 goals on 39 shots to this point. Top of the key, another one. Glove save by Shelley. That one may have been going wide, but Shelley elects to snare it.
Shelley looks fantastic with his glove. Anything that's coming to his glove side is almost a guaranteed stop, I would say. 30 in net today has been fantastic and has been able to snare anything that comes to his glove side.
Nick Van Allen having some words with a Drexel player up along the left side. as Temple will finally control the puck. Giazza will send it into the Drexel zone, and they'll regroup behind their net. Shots 40-25 in favor of Drexel. Goals 7-2 in favor of the Dragons as well, as we tick under 8.5 to play. That centering pass will be swatted aside by the Owls. We'll have a 2-on-2 through center as Nick Van Allen and Charles Giazza go up. Van Allen goes over to Giazza, whose shot goes wide.
You know, Dan, and there was a little bit of defensive support for Shelley on that last Drexel possession. It looked like Andrew Kaiser was back to help out his goaltender and make sure that the Dragons weren't even able to get a shot off.
Drexel looking for another opportunity, but Will Green comes up with that one and will just chip it out to center ice, where Drexel will control. Jared Giovanni slips up there, and Drexel beats Shelley once again. However, he gets more help from the post as Max Hucker will turn back, hand off to Will Green, who will fire up to Jared Giovanni. That puck goes off skates and is fired on net.
Gravstein was certainly not expecting that puck to come from halfway down the ice and almost find the crossbar.
Drexel come at what's this pass into the middle, and then the centering pass hits the back of a Temple defender. Drexel firing on all cylinders here at the moment, keeping the puck in once again, and that centering pass will be received by Max Hucker, and we'll get a penalty. That'll go against Fowler. He'll head to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. That might have been a little bit of the emotions bubbling to the top here, JJ, as we were almost 7:05 remaining here in the third period. Temple upset with the way they've been playing, down 7-2, and we'll see a penalty because of just that.
Completely agreed, Dan. These last couple of days, we've seen Temple outscored 18-4 in the two games this weekend, and I think a little bit of those emotions are beginning to bubble over with under 7 minutes remaining in the sixth period that they've played this weekend.
Drexel's initial shot goes wide. The rebound not able to be put on ice. That centering pass will go to the right side. Into the middle shot. Big save by Shelley with the blocker. Drexel centering pass is blocked by Trevs. Two players behind the goal line for Drexel, and they'll cycle out that pass to the top of the key to Church Vera. Church Vera surveys. Passes to his right. Back down low and then up top again. Pass to Church Vera, who plays catch, calling for the puck again. However, Temple will be able to clear 1 minute remaining here on this Ritchie's penalty kill. Temple trailing 7-2 as we tick under 6 to play here in the third period. Here live at the rink at Old York Road. Temple, losers of 3 straight without a win in October, and it's looking like it's going to be more of the same today. I was unable to get the desired effort here against Drexel. Score 4-1 when we entered the third period. Period score 3-1 now in favor of Drexel. 30 seconds remaining on the Sean Fowler slashing minor.
Drexel certainly coming out this period on all cylinders firing, and Temple just hasn't been there defensively to get the stops that they need to, and I think that has been a major part of this game. Obviously, you need to score goals to win, but you need defense in order to stop the other team, and Temple just hasn't had the defense that they need.
Drexel swarming again. They'll be set up in their offensive zone. Centering pass to the middle will go wide.
Power play now over for Drexel.
And we're still swarming. That shot is deflected and goes wide. Second shot, no goal. The puck will find its way into the net after the net will be off its moorings. No goal, the call on the ice. They'll reset, and the face-off will stay here in the Temple defensive zone.
Good luck there for Temple, as Drexel would have doubled their entire game score by scoring 4 goals in this third period if they score once more.
4:47 remaining in regulation. Giazza ties up the draw there. The shot comes from the point wide. Drexel will just chip it deep and elect to chase. That puck will find Andrew Kaiser, whose clearing attempt will be denied. Jack Pierce attempts to clear and is unable to do so as well. However, this time Giazza will skate the puck out himself, reach center ice, and just fire it into the Drexel zone.
Dan, right now I'm seeing not a lot of communication by Temple players. There's been a lot of pucks that have been attempted to clear, and there's just players in the lanes where the puck is about to be cleared. Not a lot of good passes that are being connected on right now. Something that Temple could certainly pick up in these last 4 minutes of game and really just work on for their season moving forward.
Drexel will just send it deep into the Temple zone and chase once more, something that they've had a lot of success in so far today. Charles Giazza unable to clear. Shot from the point off the mask of Shelley. Second shot goes wide. Up to the top again, it's Church-Vera, whose shot may have been deflected. Goes wide of Shelley. Another shot from the point goes off the stick of Charles Giazza and is wide. Will Green tries to clear, cannot. Church-Vera slides to the top. He'll fire the puck behind Shelley. Drexel circling. Centering pass is swatted away by Ryan Treves. And Temple will finally look to get it out of their zone. Will Green will send it to center. Sean Fowler unable to get it further, and Church-Vera will bring the puck right back in. Church-Vera fires it on net. Matthew Shelley will snare it with his glove, and he'll stop play. 2:37 remaining here in regulation.
And Dan, there's that trustworthy glove of Shelley again, being shown again here today. Shelley has, again, almost been unstoppable with his glove today. And here's a new face in the faceoff circle for Temple.
Jared Giovanni taking that draw. If all holds, Drexel will move to 6-1, 0-0 on the year. Temple will fall to 3-6, 1-0 on their year. Two Philadelphia schools moving in different directions at the moment. As Jared Giovanni, who's seen limited play today.
Small but mighty out there, putting a hit on a bigger guy than him.
2 minutes remaining in regulation. That pass will be thrown on Shelley. A centering pass is sniffed out, and Temple will send it deep. No sustained pressure for the Owls in their offensive zone for at minimum the last 12 minutes of play. I don't think we've seen any sustained pressure down in that side of the ice. It's been all Drexel since the Garrett Elmer goal. Drexel not content with 5 goals, adding on 2 more after that, and keeping the pressure on as this game continues. Ryan Treves will send it to McDowell, send it to the middle of the ice to Garrett Russell, who will then find Garrett Elmer, who will just send it behind the net. Elmer unable to get that puck deep as it'll just trickle out to Ryan Treves.
1 minute remaining in the period.
We tick under a minute remaining here in this contest.
Yeah, Dan, and it looks like everything is just academic at this point. Drexel finally appearing to just be passing the puck around and not trying to score, but here's a rush here.
3-on-2 through center as Jack Pierce dumps a Drexel player and then pushes him down again. Some more frustration coming out as that puck will find its way onto the back of the net. Temple will dislodge it. 23 seconds remaining in the period. So that puck sent in on Shelley. He'll cover up. Well, he'll drop it out of his glove.
And that was number 25, Cameron Neely of Drexel, getting into things with Pierce. Here with minimal time left, obviously you don't want to see either player getting suspended for any sort of disciplinary issue. So I'm not even quite sure why there's any reason to have attitude that close to the end of the game.
And that'll do it. Here from the rink at Old York Road. Temple Falls losing their 4th consecutive game, this time by a score of 7-2. Our player of the game for Drexel today, Mike Churchvera. 2 goals in the middle of all the action today. Temple just not able to muster up enough offense. I mentioned before we spoke to Mark Spies before the game, and I asked him, Coach Spies, what do you need to do to get the offense back on track? The last 2 games not being able to find the back of the net very often. And he said shots were just not finding their way on net at all. Temple more of the same today, as they're just unable to hang with Drexel, once again fall by a score of 7-2. A reminder, I'm Dan Wanzer. Alongside me on the call today, JJ Myhowski. Your intermission reporters for this afternoon's contest, Jay Niemeyer and Taylor Snyder. Brian Matthias, our engineer here in the booth with us, and Irish Haynes, our on-site photographer, bringing you the views of the game from that aspect. One more time, Temple Falls by a score of 7-2 here at the rink at Old York Road, and that'll do it for our broadcast today. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time.